Hello and welcome to week 2. It's Lindsay creating another screencast. I've been playing with Explain Everything, and now I know how to put a photograph as the background for a slide, which makes me really happy. I've just been tootling around and finding pictures of animals in winter because it feels like that is an appropriate theme for right about now. And this dog took my fancy, and I decided I would share him with you. I know that's totally silly, but it's just something that I'm putting out there as a way to try and lighten the work that we do online. So in terms of housekeeping things, we continue to use the Neat Things to Share section. And in fact, I've posted a little video there that you can see and that Patrick has commented on. And you're welcome to put anything you like up there. I really do encourage you to put neat things that you come across in that section. I find in some courses that gets to be one of the most exciting things when we log on to look at our course. Other things, I think that people are now all clear about our weeks starting on a Wednesday and going through until a Tuesday. I hope that that wasn't too confusing in the course outline. I did do a revision, yes, I just looked to see, I did do a revision January 16th to correct the 2 typos. I sent that across the news forum. If you are not getting emails on the news forum, if you have to go into the news forum and check it, that means that UPI Moodle doesn't have your right email. So that's pretty important because the news forums are one of the best ways for me to communicate with you. So if you're not getting news forum emails, if you're just having to go into the news forum and check what's going on, that means that UPI is not set up with your right email, and that would be something worth looking into. What else do we maybe need to talk about? Let's see. Well, I guess we could just talk about the readings for this last week and the kinds of postings that I was seeing. So this last week, both option A and option B had a little bit of an introduction to participatory action research, and I was delighted by the kinds of postings that I was seeing, in part because it seemed that PAR was a new approach to research that many of you weren't familiar with, and that makes me feel useful as an instructor because it's always nice to bring people things that they actually haven't got a whole lot of familiarity with, so you feel like you're actually teaching them something. I really liked the kinds of postings that I was seeing, and I also really liked the kind of interaction that was going on because that was something that I hadn't actually asked you to do, but many of you felt you wanted to do. And maybe that's because you've built up a rapport with each other and you're interested. I don't want it to be too much work for you. So there are places where I ask you to post to reply to other people, and there's places where I just let you post one posting. One thing I would note is that I'm still seeing some posts that are way too long, and I think I would love for people to focus a little bit more in. Maybe it feels difficult to answer all the kinds of questions that I've thrown in there in a short 200-word post. You could omit some of the questions. That's a possibility. Otherwise, maybe just editing right down to the bare bones would be good. I don't want you to be working too hard, and I definitely want your colleagues to be reading you. And if your postings are too long, they are going to stop reading you. For option A, I then asked you to go and read an additional reading. And I was super interested to see the kinds of responses to these articles. I did choose these articles with the kinds of educators I've had in the past couple courses and the kinds of interests that they seem to have. And I just sort of think generally many of us out in the world are concerned with issues of literacy learning, as well as mental health and other kinds of health. And PAR is definitely something that has been used in all of these areas. In option A, I then asked you to do a second posting and to talk to each other a little bit. In option B, I got you to do another posting looking at other people's literature reviews, and you are absolutely right. Many of you noted that not all research articles have a section that's entitled Literature Review. I find it very handy when they do. However, many people sort of infuse it throughout the article, but usually, and most of you sort of picked up on this, if they don't have a section that's called Literature Review, they often do reference a lot of other literature right in the beginning of the article, right in the introduction, which makes a lot of logical sense. If you're looking at a topic one of the first things you want to do is start to look into, so what have other people discovered about this topic beforehand? And then if you discover that people haven't done something in the research, that opens an area for you to do your own research, and you want to sort of set that up right at the beginning of any kind of paper or article. I then asked you to start finding things for your own literature review, and both of these exercises are to help you towards your own project. And in fact, I can't think of a project that I've done where doing a literature review has not been important. I think literature review is a very significant step in towards doing any project. So in thinking about next week, what's coming up, we're going to be discussing autoethnography, and we'll be reading one of the grandmothers of autoethnography. It really could be seen as one of the people who created it, Carolyn Ellis, and some people have already started, you can see that. And there'll be some additional readings for option A and additional postings. And option B will be starting to think about their rationale or their practical theories for why they want to do what they want to do. And we will work from there. I would note that if there's any problems with your postings, if there's anything that I feel like you need to work on in terms of your postings, I will email you directly using the Moodle rather than reply underneath your post, because I feel that that's a more respectful way of engaging with the work. Just so you know, I don't usually reply underneath people's postings, as I try to sort of keep myself out of it. I see it as a class discussion, and I don't want to be one of those teachers who's talking too much. Okay, that's it from me this week. Thank you for all your work. I look forward to your posts next week. Thanks. Bye.